In the rugged landscape of northeastern South Africa near the town of Malui lies one of the most puzzling and intriguing geological anomalies ever discovered. A giant footprint measuring approximately 1.2 mm or 4 ft long embedded in solid granite. This footprint has sparked significant debate and curiosity among scientists, historians, and enthusiasts alike. The giant footprint in South Africa. The giant footprint is located in a remote area of northeastern South Africa, a region known for its rich geological formations and ancient history. The footprint is impressively detailed with clear impressions of toes and an arch, as if left by a colossal human-like being. The precision and clarity of the print preserved in granite, a rock formed from the slow crystallization of magma beneath the Earth's surface, adds to the mystery. Granite is an igneous rock known for its hardness and durability. The formation of a footprint in such a material is perplexing, as granite typically forms deep within the Earth's crust, under high pressure and temperature conditions. The apparent age of the granite, estimated to be between 200 million and 3 billion years old, further complicates the understanding of how such a footprint could exist. One of the more conventional theories suggests that the footprint could have been made by an ancient human ancestor. However, the size of the footprint poses a significant challenge to this theory. At 1.2 mm long, the footprint suggests a being of enormous size, far beyond the proportions of known hominids. This discrepancy has led some to propose that it could be evidence of a yet-to-be-discovered species or a mythological giant. The Richat structure and its geometric shapes, the mysterious geometric shapes surrounding the Richat structure. The Richat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara, is a remarkable and mysterious geological formation located in the Sahara Desert of Mauritania. Spanning approximately 45 km or 28 m in diameter, this circular structure has captivated scientists and enthusiasts alike. Recently, the advent of satellite technology and tools like Google Earth have allowed for a more detailed examination of this area, leading to the discovery of strange geometric shapes surrounding the Richat structure. The Richat structure was initially thought to be an impact crater due to its circular shape. However, subsequent studies have revealed that it is actually a highly eroded geological dome. The structure is composed of concentric circles of sedimentary rock uplifted by geological processes. The Eye of the Sahara has also been associated with various historical narratives. Some have speculated that it could be the location of the lost city of Atlantis, as described by Plato. While this theory remains controversial and widely debated, it adds an intriguing layer to the mystery of the Richat structure. The advent of Google Earth has revolutionized the way we explore our planet. This tool allows anyone with an internet connection to view high-resolution satellite images of virtually any location on Earth. Researchers and amateurs alike have used Google Earth to uncover previously unnoticed details in remote regions, including the area around the Richat structure. Users of Google Earth have identified several geometric shapes in the vicinity of the Richat structure. These shapes include perfect circles, straight lines, and rectangular formations that appear to be unnatural. The precision and alignment of these shapes suggest that they could be the remnants of human-made structures or other purposeful arrangements rather than random geological formations. One of the most compelling theories is that these geometric shapes are remnants of ancient human settlements or constructions. The Sahara Desert was not always as arid as it is today. Thousands of years ago, it was a lush and fertile region capable of supporting large populations. The geometric shapes could be the foundations of ancient buildings, roads, or other infrastructure built by civilizations long lost to history. Another theory posits that the geometric shapes may have been used for astronomical purposes. Ancient civilizations often built structures aligned with celestial bodies for kundric or ritualistic reasons. The precise alignment of some of these shapes with cardinal directions and celestial events supports this hypothesis. They could have served as observatories, calendars, or places of worship aligned with the stars and planets. If the geometric shapes are indeed remnants of ancient human activity, they could significantly alter our understanding of prehistoric civilizations in the Sahara region. This discovery would suggest that advanced societies existed in the area, capable of building complex structures and possibly engaging in sophisticated astronomical practices. It would prompt a re-evaluation of the timeline and extent of human development in Africa. The study of the Richat structure and its surrounding anomalies also offers opportunities for advances in geological research. Understanding the formation and erosion processes that created the Eye of the Sahara and the geometric shapes could provide insights into similar geological formations around the world. It would help scientists better understand the dynamic processes that shape our planet's surface. The aerial school UFO encounter in Zimbabwe on the morning of September 16, 1994. The children and teachers at aerial school in Zimbabwe started their day as usual. Nevertheless, an occurrence during the morning break would finally seize the interest of the whole population. A total of 62 students would report to their teachers that spaceships had landed near the school. In addition, a group of individuals of short stature exited from the spacecraft, clearly visible to the witnesses, who interestingly all provided identical descriptions of the event. On the 16th of September, the instructors at aerial school in Rua, Zimbabwe, had a planned meeting while the students were having their morning playtime. Despite the presence of a single adult overseeing the children at the tuck shop, they were essentially left unsupervised. While they were enthusiastically shouting to one another in the schoolyard, a number of them observed a massive silver disc in the sky above. In addition, there were numerous smaller aircrafts maneuvering around the main object. Instantly, a momentary silence enveloped the schoolyard as every child directed their focus towards the shining objects in the sky. As the mysterious object flew directly above, it appeared to be preparing to touch down in close proximity to a tiny hill located on the other side of the fence surrounding the schoolyard. The children sprinted towards the barrier in order to obtain a more advantageous view. Despite being part of the school, the site was inaccessible to the children due to ongoing clearing operations. While observing, a diminutive being approximately 3 ft in height abruptly emerged from the spherical entity. The children later characterized the creature as being abnormally thin and with exceedingly huge eyes. He descended from the aircraft and proceeded to stroll towards the fence where they were observing. It's been suggested that they emitted a synchronized exhalation of surprise, as upon taking just a few steps, he became aware of the presence of the youngsters and halted his movement. Meanwhile, a different individual observed from atop the vehicle. After a brief period of intense eye contact, the first being turned around and returned to the spacecraft. Shortly thereafter, the spacecraft disappeared, along with the smaller crafts in the sky. Several children would enter the school premises in a state of distress, shedding tears and saying that something terrifying was happening outside. The region was filled with tales of demons and malevolent beings, and a few of the smaller children firmly believed that this was indeed what they had witnessed. The older children, despite their continued unease, were undergoing a phenomenon that was subsequently characterized as telepathic communication with the being that stood in the field before them. A significant number of individuals already possessed prior knowledge of what they had witnessed. Amidst the chaos, the school's teachers were hauled out of their meeting. One of them would later express that they simply heard them emitting loud and continuous screams. Another individual expressed initial skepticism and acknowledged that although they believed the youngsters had seen something, they were inclined to seek a more logical and sensible explanation. The school's headmaster acknowledged the children's encounter, but originally deemed it prudent to leave the problem unresolved. Subsequent to the weekend, the school started receiving a series of phone calls from anxious parents. Each individual would pose the identical inquiry, asking what had occurred to cause such intense fear in their children. Cynthia Hind, in conjunction with Dr. John Mack, would engage in individual conversations with the youngsters. Each would possess identical information, and Mack firmly believed in the children's genuineness and the legitimacy of the situation. He would assert that the witnesses recounted these events with the authenticity and vividness of personal experience. Several children who reported receiving telepathic connection from the ominous figure before them would have intriguing revelations. One witness would explain the event as suddenly feeling as if a vivid mental image was rapidly passing through their mind. A psychic message, a form of communication transmitted through the mind. Another individual informed Hind and Mack that the mysterious beings had come to inform them that they are not adequately caring for the planet. Another witness had a perspective that was even more ominous. They asserted that they had vivid mental images depicting the apocalypse, characterized by the complete destruction of all trees and the inability of individuals to breathe. These specific pieces of information are consistently found in a large number of UFO sightings and have persisted for several decades. It is crucial to bear in mind that most, if not all, of these children would have had minimal to no exposure to UFO experiences in significant depth. It's important to note that television was still a limited platform, far from the extensive reach it has achieved today. Essentially, it is improbable that every single one of the 62 children, ranging in age from 6 to 12 years old, would have collaborated and sustained such a deceit. Others expressed similar empathy towards the circumstances recounted by the children. Undoubtedly, other individuals who have scrutinized the case subsequently arrived at the same conclusions that the youngsters, regardless of what they witnessed, were unequivocally speaking the truth. Tim Leach, the BBC bureau chief for Zimbabwe, would personally meet and interview the majority of the children who had observed the peculiar incidents that occurred that morning, and he would do so immediately following the sighting. He would assert that the occurrence and the testimonies of the youngsters who observed it provided him with a fresh outlook on life, the cosmos, and everything. It appeared that there were explanations provided for why the pyrotechnic performance was actually a meteor shower. Nevertheless, numerous witnesses reported sightings of these fireball-like vehicles around the region on that particular day. Additionally intriguing is an occurrence that transpired a mere 2 days prior, a mere 25 miles in proximity at the Pier House School. That morning, approximately 100 school children observed an unusual flying vehicle descending at an unusually low altitude, seeming as if it were preparing to touch down. In addition, the radio system utilized by the school bus service experienced a complete outage during the sighting. Furthermore, at least one of the youngsters who observed the incident at Ariel School had previously spotted an unusual phenomenon in the sky and playfully referred to it as a UFO, before concluding that it was likely an airplane. Nevertheless, she internally acknowledged the peculiarity of the thing, likening it to a cigarette. It was only after the events at the school unfolded that she started to really consider the possibility that the object she had witnessed that morning was the same one that had recently landed near the school. Additionally, it is worth noting that the accounts of the creature that had moved away from the spacecraft include specific characteristics of a dark and shadowy figure. In the realm of the unexplained, two phenomena have captured the public's imagination and sparked intense debate: unidentified flying objects and shadow people. While both have been reported independently, a growing number of accounts suggest a curious connection between them. Witnesses who encounter UFOs often report seeing shadowy humanoid figures, commonly referred to as shadow people, during or immediately following these sightings. Shadow people and UFO connections. Witnesses of shadow people during UFO encounters consistently describe the figures as dark human-like silhouettes without any distinguishing features. These shadow beings are typically seen in peripheral vision and often vanish when directly observed. They are reported to move quickly and silently, sometimes appearing to glide rather than walk. Encounters with shadow people are often accompanied by intense emotional and physical reactions. Witnesses report feelings of dread, fear, and unease, as well as physical sensations such as chills, a feeling of heaviness, and an unexplained drop in temperature. These reactions suggest that the presence of shadow people exerts a significant psychological and physiological impact on witnesses. Emily Trim, a witness, would later describe the sound as a high-pitched frequency followed by a flash before the craft became visible. She would also clarify that she was uncertain about the duration of the episode. The descriptions of the colors that rapidly arose, including blues, reds, and greens, are commonly reported in numerous other UFO sightings, along with the observation that they seem to encircle the perimeter of the spacecraft at a high velocity. Particularly intriguing are the assertions made by one of the witnesses who reported that a group of individuals gathered to inspect the area where the unidentified flying object touched down. Despite the prohibition, she reported that people who entered the site discovered charred grass where the enigmatic object had been. Both the teachers and many of the children's parents first had difficulty fully trusting the reports the children shared that morning. During a documentary some 18 months after the occurrence, when questioned about their feelings towards others who doubted their account, the children expressed sadness and frustration, with one youngster even suggesting that such skepticism would cast doubt on the truthfulness of their claims. Truly, had this event been observed by only one youngster or even 2 or 3, such rejections might have resulted in the incidents being disregarded before it could spread to the neighboring town, let alone the rest of the world. The presence of numerous witnesses to the incident provided a source of mutual support and validation regarding their observations. In addition to the previous statement of a sighting at a school 25 mi away, Cynthia Hind also gathered other reports of UFO activity and sightings of peculiar creatures in the aerial area prior to the incident. During the period preceding the aerial school event, a mother and her small son asserted that they observed an unidentified flying object during daytime hours. Arguably the most disconcerting of these observations, however, originated from a truck driver who asserted to have witnessed peculiar entities by the side of the road one evening during his journey. The enduring impression of the aerial school UFO incident is that although the true nature of the peculiar craft and its much more peculiar occupants remains uncertain, it is quite likely that the students did indeed witness an unidentified phenomenon on that September morning in 1994. Every kid, who will now be in their 30s, asserts that what they witnessed that morning was undeniably genuine. Several individuals who observed the peculiar, darkly dressed individuals from a close distance assert that they will never forget the intense gaze directed towards them. Undoubtedly, one can only speculate on the frequency with which these witnesses have been roused from their slumber by recollections of the peculiar creature they encountered, not only during their formative years but also in their adult lives. In addition, not only individuals involved in UFO research, but also experts in child behavior argue that it would be highly implausible for numerous youngsters of such a tender age to unanimously agree on and consistently maintain the same narrative, especially for an extended period of time. There is little question that the children were totally honest in recounting the events of that morning, and they continue to be that way even now as adults. Regardless of whether the meeting was intentional or not, it is important to reiterate that the witnesses received identical telepathic signals that morning, which have also been reported in several incidents of close contact. Themes that center on the improper utilization of technology and the harm being inflicted onto the world, and ones that require attention. The most compelling explanation for the aerial school encounter is the extraterrestrial hypothesis. The detailed descriptions of the craft and beings along with the telepathic communication reported by the children align with other accounts of UFO encounters. The messages about environmentalism and the dangers of technology also mirror themes reported in other close encounter cases. The involvement of credible researchers like Cynthia Hind and Dr. John Mack further supports the possibility that the aerial school encounter was a genuine mysterious event. The aerial school encounter underscores the importance of open-minded inquiry in the study of UFO phenomena. The willingness of researchers like Cynthia Hind and Dr. John Mack to listen to and validate the children's experiences helped bring the incident to light and ensured that it was taken seriously. This open-minded approach is crucial for advancing our understanding of unexplained phenomena and encouraging a rigorous investigation of such events. The messages reportedly conveyed to the children during the encounter are profoundly relevant to contemporary challenges. Whether or not the encounter was of advanced origin, these messages resonate with humanity's ongoing efforts to address environmental degradation and the ethical implications of technological advancement. As of right now, the aerial school UFO encounter remains one of the most compelling and mysterious incidents in the history of UFO sightings. The consistency and sincerity of the children's accounts, coupled with the involvement of credible researchers, suggest that this was a genuine encounter with an unexplained phenomenon. The incident challenges our understanding of reality and underscores the importance of keeping an open mind in the face of the unknown. The Amila Antuca, killer of elephants, Amila Antuca, also known as killer of elephants or the behemoth, is a legendary creature that is said to inhabit the dense rainforests of Central Africa, primarily in the Republic of Congo. The creature is described as a large semi-aquatic reptile with a heavy armored body, a long neck, and a single horn on its forehead. The Amila Antuca is said to be extremely aggressive and territorial and is known to take out any creature that enters its territory, including elephants, according to local legends. The Amila Antuca is often sighted near rivers or water sources, suggesting that it may be a semi-aquatic creature. Some reports also suggest that the creature may have a distinctive roar or bellow that can be heard from a distance. Those who have seen it have described it as looking similar to a triceratops. Interestingly, when shown photographs, the local tribes of the Congo said it looked very similar to the triceratops. Gathering evidence of this creature has been tough. The tribes native to the Congo region have claimed that they are tough and that they fear nothing. One of the last reported sightings of the creature was seen in Kenya, though many experts believe that if the creature did at one time exist, then it has long been extinct. In 1954, Lucien Blanu, a French colonial wildlife inspector and frequent correspondent of Bernard Hooverman's, presented the first information that may have been known about the creature in a Mammalia article on forest rhinoceroses. In the then French colony of the Republic of the Congo, the inhabitants of the northern region of the Keller area, particularly the Pygmies, are familiar with a woodland creature that is bigger than a buffalo and nearly the size of an elephant. But it is not a hippopotamus. The creature's footprints are rarely observed, yet it instills more fear than any other perilous beast. The sketch provided to Missel depicts the footprint of a rhinoceros. Christian Lenol, a French hunter who later became a researcher into the unknown who studied mysterious creatures, gained recognition for his research on Tigris demontia and water lions in Chad and the Central African Republic. During his visit to Lake Telly in 1974, he also documented claims of a creature referred to as the lake rhinoceros in the Republic of the Congo. In 1980, Roy P. Macau and James Powell visited Infondo and Apina on a preliminary expedition to gather information about the Muklimbe. During their trip, they encountered reports of another mysterious creature in the area described as an aquatic mammal with horns. The initial reports revolved around a peculiar creature resembling a rhinoceros that was responsible for the demise of elephants. However, Joachim Mamacha, a teenage local informant, provided a somewhat more elaborate account. Tales about the Mlantuka were shared by Macau and Herman Registers, who conducted parallel journeys to the Republic of the Congo in 1981 to investigate the Mekellem BMB-BBE. The study authored by Registers was initially released in 1982. He argued that the term Emulanatuka meant eater of the tops of the palms. However, he also received a report of a creature resembling a rhinoceros that takes down elephants known as the horned Emulantuka. In 1981, this animal was accused of causing 3 elephants to lose their lives. Their group experienced another peculiar encounter during our time in Boa. The catastrophe occurred around 3 kilometers northeast of the settlement in February 1981. 3 adult elephants were found deceased and afloat in the lake. The cause of the expiration for all individuals was 2 punctures inflicted at the abdominal center. The bulls still possessed their ivory, removing the possibility of poachers or local hunters searching for food. The villagers characterized the animal responsible for these passings as a peculiar rhinoceros-like beast that lives in the adjacent jungles. They were escorted to the location and they recorded the surroundings on camera. Upon their arrival in Boa, they were informed of this tragedy, which had evidently not been known to the inhabitants of Apina, or mentioned to any earlier expedition that had been through the area. McCall's excursions gathered accounts of the creature from a diverse group of persons with various geographic origins, enabling him to provide a detailed description of the creature in his book. Emulantuka is the term used by the Bomitaba people to refer to this species. Macau's research also revealed that the term Mokumbe was occasionally used to refer to several unidentified creatures, with the Emla and Tuka being the most frequently associated one. According to Bill Gibbons, the AKA people are the sole group in the area known to engage in this naming convention. McCall hypothesized that the Emulantuka and the Mokumbe, due to their etymological confusion, had acquired characteristics from one another. This might potentially account for the Emulantuka's substantial tail and the Mokembe's horn. While on expeditions in Cameroon, Jean-Claude Cajas and Michel Ballot have uncovered and captured images of carvings that portray the Mlantuka showcasing distinct elephantine ears. 2 representations of the creature were discovered in 2012 and 2013. These images were created by Jean-Claude Thibault in the 1980s or 1990s in the Central African Republic. They similarly feature the animal with frilly ears. A graphic portrays the creature tearing apart the abdomen of an elephant. The illustrations were created as part of a collection portraying the folklore of Zangasanga National Park, located in the southwestern section of the Central African Republic adjacent to Cameroon and the Republic of the Congo. This area is home to the AKA people. Bill Gibbons doubts the reliability of either of these portrayals as accurate descriptions of the creature, adding that the locals have been encountering it for hundreds of years. The Mlantuka, as described to Macau, bears resemblance to the mock member in terms of its body structure. It has a torso that is either the size of an elephant or even greater, with sturdy straight legs and a robust tail resembling that of a crocodile. McCall believed that the creature's tail was intended to be shorter, and the skin of the animal is characterized as resembling that of an elephant, without hair and scales and typically having a brownish or gray hue. Nevertheless, the head and neck exhibit a reduced length and increased size compared to the Mocha lamabi. The tuca is characterized by its prominent solitary horn that is prominently bent and positioned on its head. According to local sources, this horn bears a striking resemblance to the ivory tusk of an elephant. The creature is often shown in local art with a set of ornamental ears that resemble those of an elephant, albeit in a lower size. McCall was informed that the footprints of the creature resemble those of an elephant, featuring 3 distinct toe impressions or claw marks. There are no reports of any decorative features or raised lines on the neck. The creature is reported to be an aquatic creature, occasionally venturing onto land to forage for food. According to reports, it is classified as a herbivore. However, Macau observed that the Emelantuca showed a preference for consuming the liana and their leaves rather than the malambo fruits. The creature is notorious for its highly violent and irritable nature. It dispatches elephants, buffaloes, and hippopotamuses that mistakenly enter its domain by forcefully shredding, stabbing, and puncturing them with its horn. The Texas UFO Video Mystery. Annually, a multitude of individuals capture mysterious videos, leaving us with more questions than answers. A captivating video was captured in the airspace above Texas. Mariam Bowe, the person who captured the clip, sent a message inquiring whether anyone has observed any peculiar occurrences in the skies above Houston. Oddly enough, it didn't take long for other individuals to come forward and provide specific accounts of witnessing a similar phenomenon. One person reported observing a stationary object in the sky while flying into Houston. They mentioned being unable to record any videos due to the rapid movement of the object, but their description aligns with what Mariam had captured. Mariam saw that the object remained motionless in the sky for a duration of 15 minutes. She noted that the item lacked any illumination, resembled the surrounding clouds, and was clearly distinct from any form of wildlife. Subsequently, several individuals proposed the possibility that the phenomenon could be attributed to a group of avian creatures traversing the vicinity. However, the prevailing theory is that the video does not correspond to any known animal species, mostly due to the absence of observable movement in the captured object. As the post gained popularity, an increasing number of Texas residents chimed in expressing their opinions. Many of them claimed that a similar object was observed in the sky last year. Bearing a resemblance to the current one, this thing lacked lights, emitted no sound, and appeared to remain stationary. Inhabitants throughout the United States have been observing peculiar objects over an extended period of time. An increasing number of individuals have reported the presence of big black triangles. According to the National Institute for Discovery Science, this organization has seen a growing trend of individuals across the United States reporting sightings of these black triangles each year. According to their study, the United States is presently undergoing a surge of sightings of flying triangles, which may have escalated during the 1990s, particularly in the latter half of the decade. The wave persists, and the deployment of the flying triangles is occurring in a conspicuous manner above and in close proximity to areas with high human density, especially in the vicinity of major interstate highways. Since the initial observations, other individuals have proposed their own hypotheses regarding the nature, ownership, and origin of these phenomena. The Ocabamba sheep deaths in Peru. Officials and locals in Peru have said that a mysterious incident took place on the night of August 29th in the Peruvian province of Chineros, specifically in the district of Ocabamba. Oddly enough, this happened around the same time as mysterious entities were seen throughout the area, causing some of the locals to suggest that they may be behind what happened. Many have said that the event has been covered up, but local residents have expressed beliefs that the notorious chupacabra may be responsible. Upon discovery, the two farmers were surprised to find what they did. Each sheep had a conspicuous and profound cavity in its head, while the lambs had their eyes extracted. Upon further investigation, it was revealed that a significant number of sheep had also undergone the removal of certain organs. The distressing sequence of events began with farmer Amelia Ruiz Santos, who tragically discovered 16 of her sheep scattered on the ground just outside the enclosure where they had spent the night. Notably, Another farmer named Segundina Quispe, residing in Palomino, faced the same distressing ordeal when 14 of her sheep were found in the same condition, mirroring the unsettling circumstances observed by Amelia Ruiz Santos. After receiving complaints, the Okabamba police station promptly responded by sending their members along with civil defense agents from the municipality of Okabamba to the affected area. In order to determine the cause of their passing, a coordinated effort was made with the National Agricultural Health Service. It was of utmost importance to thoroughly investigate this incident as it had a profound impact on the local community, as stated by Okabamba County Mayor Henry Vilcharango. This comprehensive response demonstrates the commitment of the authorities to address the concerns raised and ensure the well-being of both the residents and the livestock in the region. The speaker also confirmed that apart from the holes found in their heads, there were no further signs of injury on any of the sheep. This unsettling event took place in the morning, resulting in the tragic passing of more than 30 sheep. The exact reasons behind this incident remain unknown, leaving the community in a state of bewilderment and concern. Prior to this occurrence, such an unprecedented event had never taken place in the region, leading to a sense of disbelief among the entire population. As news of the incident spread rapidly throughout the community, residents began speculating and attributing the passing to the infamous chupacabra, a mysterious predator renowned for its attacks on animals. The incident in Okabamba and its resemblance to cattle exploration has captured the attention of many. In both cases, the removal of organs from the animals is a common occurrence. Upon further investigation, representatives from SENASA, the National Health and Agricultural Food Quality and Safety Service, confirmed that they thoroughly examined the sheep. Their analysis led them to conclude that the cause of their passing was not due to any disease, but rather attributed to a wild animal attack. This finding sheds light on the mysterious circumstances surrounding these incidents and adds another layer of understanding to the peculiar phenomenon occurring in Okabamba. Several lambs in the Andean highlands located near the mentioned area are experiencing brain injuries, including puncture wounds, as well as injuries to their eyes, characterized by severe damage or even loss. Others have come forward with similar encounters throughout the area. In the heart of the Peruvian highlands, a farmer named Juan Garcia found himself thrust into a puzzling and eerie mystery. As he tended to his flock of sheep one brisk morning, he made a chilling discovery that would send shockwaves through his community and ignite fears of the legendary chupacabra. Juan Garcia, a hard-working farmer in the Andean region of Peru, rose before the sun each day to tend to his small flock of sheep. The farmer said that his routine was simple and familiar. He would feed the animals, inspect their health, and ensure they were safe from predators. However, on that fateful morning, as he approached the grazing sheep, he noticed something disturbingly unusual. The chupacabra legend has fueled fear and intrigue across communities, especially in rural areas where livestock are essential for survival. Tales of inexplicable livestock passings and sightings of the elusive creature have contributed to the law surrounding the chupacabra. Upon discovering the sheep with strange holes in them, Juan Garcia immediately contacted local authorities and veterinarians. The incident garnered significant attention in the region as many villagers began to speculate about the involvement of the chupacabra. Veterinarians and animal experts conducted thorough examinations of the affected sheep, analyzing the holes in the surrounding tissue. Their findings were perplexing. The wounds did not match the patterns of common predators in the area, such as foxes or birds of prey. The legend of the chupacabra, like many folklore traditions, holds immense power over communities and individuals. It serves as a cultural framework for understanding and interpreting the unexplained. In the case of the sheep, the chupacabra legend offered a narrative that resonated with the eerie and unsettling nature of the injuries. Folklore allows communities to grapple with the unknown and the mysterious. It provides a means of coping with fear and uncertainty by attributing events to supernatural entities or forces. In Juan Garcia's village, the chupacabra was not just a creature of myth. It was a symbol of the inexplicable and a source of communal solidarity in the face of an enigmatic event. The legend of the chupacabra has persisted for decades, with reports of mysterious livestock passings and eerie sightings spanning across Latin America, the United States, and beyond. Described as a creature that attacks animals, particularly goats, and drains their blood, The chupacabra has become a symbol of unexplained phenomena in modern folklore. Witnesses often describe the creature as a reptilian or alien-like being, standing about 3 to 4 feet tall, with spines running down its back, glowing red eyes and sharp fangs. Others have reported it as more dog-like, resembling a hairless canine with pronounced teeth and claws. Despite the varying descriptions, the common thread in all accounts is the creature's alleged habit of exsanguinating its prey, leaving behind livestock with peculiar puncture wounds and drained of blood. The first widely publicized accounts of the chupacabra emerged in Puerto Rico in the mid-1990s, when farmers discovered their animals dead under strange circumstances. Since then, sightings and reports have spread, particularly in rural areas where livestock farming is common. While skeptics attribute the phenomenon to wild animals such as coyotes suffering from mange, believers argue that the surgical precision of the wounds and the absence of blood suggest something far more sinister. The chupacabra has not only captured the imagination of local communities but has also gained a firm place in popular culture. From news reports and documentaries to books, movies, and even music, the creature has transcended its folkloric origins to become an international mystery. Whether a cryptid yet to be discovered, a misunderstood natural predator, or a cultural myth born from fear and uncertainty, the chupacabra remains one of the most enduring and unsettling legends of the modern era. Lost civilizations and mysterious symbols across the world. There are countless remnants of civilizations long lost to history. From ancient ruins hidden deep within jungles to massive stone structures scattered across deserts, these traces of forgotten societies continue to baffle researchers and explorers alike. What is most intriguing, however, are the mysterious symbols often carved into stone, etched into cave walls, or inscribed on artifacts that defy easy explanation. Some of these symbols resemble astronomical alignments, suggesting that ancient peoples possessed an advanced knowledge of the stars and celestial movements far earlier than previously believed. Others depict strange humanoid figures with elongated heads, large eyes, or what appear to be suits resembling modern-day helmets and equipment. Such depictions have fueled theories of extraterrestrial contact, with proponents of the ancient astronaut hypothesis arguing that these civilizations recorded their encounters through these carvings. One striking example can be found in South America, where vast geoglyphs like the Nazca lines stretch across the arid plains of Peru. While some believe these were religious or ritualistic pathways, others argue their scale and precision indicate a message meant to be seen from the sky. Similarly, in Egypt and Mesopotamia, carvings show winged beings and objects resembling flying craft, stirring debates over whether ancient cultures witnessed advanced technologies or beings not of this world. The true meaning of these symbols remains elusive. Mainstream scholars often attribute them to mythology, religious rituals, or abstract artistic expression, yet their persistence across different continents and time periods raises questions about whether these were mere coincidences or evidence of a deeper, forgotten knowledge. Lost civilizations and their symbols remain an unsolved mystery, connecting humanity's ancient past to enigmas that continue to inspire wonder and speculation today. The pyramids of Anlong County, China. In the remote landscapes of Anlong County, China, stand a series of pyramid-like structures that have long puzzled researchers. Unlike the famous pyramids of Egypt or Mesoamerica, these formations were largely unknown to the wider world until satellite imagery and modern exploration brought them to attention. Rising abruptly from the surrounding terrain, the pyramids of Anlong County appear to have been deliberately constructed, yet their origin and purpose remain shrouded in mystery. Local legends speak of ancient rulers and lost dynasties who may have built these monumental structures as tombs or ceremonial sites. Others suggest that they may have served as astronomical observatories, aligned with celestial bodies in ways similar to other ancient monuments across the world. Some even theorize that they are remnants of an advanced civilization whose knowledge and technologies have since been forgotten. Excavations and studies of the region have been limited, and much of what is known comes from aerial and photographic surveys. From above, the structures resemble step pyramids, with flat tops and terraces that appear too symmetrical to be natural. Their alignment and scale suggest careful planning and engineering, raising further questions about who built them and why. While mainstream archaeology remains cautious, alternative researchers argue that the Anlong pyramids are part of a larger global pattern of pyramid-building cultures hinting at possible connections or shared knowledge between ancient societies separated by vast distances. Whether tombs, temples, or something else entirely, the pyramids of Anlong County continue to stand as silent testaments to an unsolved chapter of human history. Pyramids once mistaken for natural formations, throughout history, many ancient pyramids and monumental structures were hidden in plain sight, mistaken for hills, mounds, or natural formations. Over centuries, layers of earth, vegetation, and erosion concealed their true forms, leaving modern explorers stunned when these sites were rediscovered. One striking example is the pyramids in Bosnia, where massive triangular hills sparked debates over whether they were natural geological features or man-made constructions. Similar debates have arisen in Central and South America, where dense jungles grew over ancient temples and pyramids, obscuring them until archaeological excavations revealed their human origin. What is most fascinating about these rediscoveries is that they often challenge our understanding of history. Sites once dismissed as natural are now recognized as evidence of complex societies with advanced engineering capabilities. The realization that humanity may have overlooked entire civilizations because their monuments were buried beneath time, and nature underscores how much of our past still lies hidden. These mistaken pyramids remind us that history is not fixed, but a constantly evolving narrative shaped by discovery. They serve as a testament to the resilience of ancient architecture and the mysteries that remain beneath the earth, waiting to be uncovered. 12. Photograph of a ship in a lunar crater. Among the strangest mysteries associated with space exploration is a photograph said to show what appears to be a massive ship-like structure resting inside a crater on the surface of the moon. The image, which has circulated among researchers and enthusiasts for decades, allegedly depicts an elongated metallic-looking object partially buried in lunar soil. Those who have studied the photo argue that the structure has proportions and features too regular to be a natural rock formation. Some claim that the object resembles a derelict spacecraft, suggesting the possibility of ancient extraterrestrial presence on the moon. Others theorize that it could be a remnant of secret space programs or undisclosed missions predating official lunar exploration. NASA and mainstream scientists dismiss such claims, attributing the image to optical illusions, shadows, or photographic artifacts. Yet the fascination with the so-called lunar ship persists, fueled by the secrecy surrounding certain Apollo mission photographs and the limited availability of original high-resolution images. Whether the ship is a trick of light, a misinterpretation, or something truly extraordinary, the mystery continues to spark debates about what humanity may have overlooked or been denied about our nearest celestial neighbor. 13. UFO sightings. During NASA's Mercury missions, the early years of human space exploration were not without strange encounters. During NASA's Mercury missions in the 1960s, several astronauts reported seeing unidentified flying objects while orbiting Earth. These sightings, though often downplayed in official reports, have been preserved in transcripts, interviews, and declassified documents. Astronaut Gordon Cooper, for example, famously spoke of encountering unexplained craft both during his Air Force career and his time with NASA. Other Mercury astronauts described seeing glowing objects or strange lights moving in ways inconsistent with known satellites or space debris. While some of these events were attributed to reflections, booster separations, or natural phenomena, not all could be conclusively explained. The significance of these reports lies not only in the credibility of the witnesses, trained astronauts operating under strict observation, but also in the consistency of their accounts with other UFO sightings reported during the same era on Earth. The Mercury mission sightings remain a reminder that even at the dawn of human spaceflight, mysteries followed humanity beyond our atmosphere. Object outside the International Space Station. In more recent years, live stream footage from the International Space Station, ISS, has given the public unprecedented access to space views in real time. Yet these broadcasts have also fueled controversy, as viewers have occasionally spotted unidentified objects appearing outside the station. Clips circulated online show glowing or metallic objects hovering or moving near the ISS before abruptly changing course or vanishing. In some cases, the live feed cuts out just after the objects appear, leading to speculation about whether NASA is deliberately censoring unexplained phenomena. NASA officials typically explain these sightings as space debris, reflections, or camera glitches. However, the sheer number of incidents, combined with the uncanny movements of some objects, has left many unconvinced. For UFO researchers, the ISS sightings are some of the most compelling evidence of ongoing unexplained activity in Earth's orbit. 15. The Norwood UFO encounter and Scott's abduction. Accounts one of the lesser-known but unsettling UFO cases is the Norwood Searchlight Incident of 1949. During a public festival in Norwood, Ohio, witnesses claimed that a searchlight operator directed his beam at a strange object hovering silently in the night sky. The object reportedly reflected the light in unusual ways, drawing the attention of hundreds of spectators. Despite the large number of witnesses, the incident faded into obscurity, overshadowed by other UFO events of the era. Another chilling set of accounts comes from Scott and his family, who reported repeated abductions spanning several years. According to their testimony, they experienced strange lights, missing time, and physical marks on their bodies following these encounters. Scott described vivid memories of being inside a sterile, metallic environment where non-human entities conducted examinations. His family members corroborated elements of the experiences, reporting shared dreams, disturbances in their home, and similar unexplained scars. Skeptics argue that such stories can be explained by sleep paralysis, psychological suggestion, or hoaxes. Yet the consistency and detail of Scott's accounts, along with the corroboration from family members, place the case among the more disturbing in UFO lore. Like many abduction narratives, it blurs the line between psychological phenomena and possible encounters with something beyond our understanding.